Shalom, Israel. All praises to the Most High. Happy Sabbath. Thank you for tuning in. I'm teacher Hezekiah. And once again, happy Sabbath. Tonight's class is going to be on pride. We're going to talk about that pride spirit, the spirit of pride. You know, it's this nation alone of the heathens of Esau, Babylon, what we know of America. This is a very prideful place. The spirit here is a very proud people. Now, there's a level of pride that I'm gonna talk about because you know what? It's okay to have a little pride, but once it's get in you and you just haughty, you arrogant. You know, you can't be told nothing. You the wisest. You think you know everything, and that's the attributes of this place. And all of these heathens dwell, especially against our people and our people against each other. Whether you're in the truth or not in the truth, you know, you don't know who you are. You know who you are. That pride spirit is very heavy, and that's something we're going to touch on. You know, it's why it's not good to be so prideful. I'm proud to be an Israelite. I take pride in teaching the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments, and doing my best to apply them. I take pride in loving my people, you know, but I'm not arrogant, not boasting, or nothing like that. So it's a level of pride that you can have, but that pride I'm gonna speak on is that prideful spirit that the Most High hates, that vainglory spirit, that pride of can't be told nothing. You know, the way of life, how people dwell. You know, they so prideful of Christianity, of men, trusting in these nations. You know, of the heathen and others. So we're just going to touch on some of those things. Once again, happy Sabbath. Let's go to 1 Peter 2:2. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. We must desire this word, because you know what this word teaches us? How to be humble, have humility, how to level off pride. If you go, you know, to know the difference of being too prideful or being, you know, just happy of your achievements, or being proud of your kids or other brothers and sisters who achieved something. Hey, I'm proud of you. I'm glad you stuck in there. I'm glad you endured. I'm proud of the success that you had. Now it's not to the point where, oh, I trust in that person, and in a sense where I overlook God and putting all my trust in a person or a thing. So don't get it twisted. It's okay to have a little pride, but when you got that funkified pride, that haughty pride, just like this country, look at what's going on in the news. You have this fight over the flag, the Confederate flag. Let's take that for instance. Those people heritage. That's Esau's heritage. They proud of it, and that pride so heavy till they don't care about what it stands for us or anybody else. They don't care what you think. That's their heritage. They're proud of it. The flag that y'all claim also. You take so much pride in that. And so you put that pride in a material thing. You put that pride inside in a man and not the Most High. That's what the Most High don't like, because that prideful spirit will take you from acknowledging Him, giving Him the glory. So back to the Confederate flag situation. You got the people who they fight on, take down the flag, this, that. It doesn't matter, because that's instilled in their soul. It's instilled in their minds. So that pride gonna always be there, flag or no flag. What it stands for is gonna always be there. They don't care about you. Just like you got people who got pride in the communities they from. Oh, I'm from the south side, from the west side. You throw up all these gang signs. You throw up, you may wear a shirt. Like I take pride in law life, but it's the Most High get the glory first. So let's go to so don't get it twisted. Studying these words helps you to buffer the pride, you brothers and sisters of Israel. Now we're gonna talk about them heathens and the pride that they have on them and our people. Let's define pride. Let's define pride. Defining pride is a feeling or deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievement. A feeling you have for your achievement or somebody else's achievement, a deep pleasure. And where it can come to a deep pleasure, that way it can get to you self-indulged, or you just so into somebody else's stuff, or you take in what they'll say is word is bond, God's words. You know what I'm saying? Not meaning you take their authority over the Most High's authority. Deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own pleasure, the achievement of those with whom one is closely associated. You may be associated with somebody who's successful in the entertainment business. I'm so proud for. And I mean, you get to the point where you respect the persons, or they control you due to their achievements. In the truth, we may have brothers and sisters who have be affiliated with big congregations or whatever, and people take heavy pride in that, and that some of that spirit becomes wicked because the way they treat other people about the accomplishments of others, about the accomplishments of others. So that's why it says the achievements of those with whom one is closely associated, or from qualities or possessions are widely admired. I want to get some synonyms of pride, which I'm going to touch on tonight. Being prideful, pride. Let's get some synonyms right quick. Arrogance, vanity, self-importance. That's what I'm talking about. That's self-importance, or you just put yourself above anything else. No, nothing is important but yourself or those who you're associated with, not to care for your people. Not, just like the heathen, they don't give a damn about you. They so proud they care about their people. But what we do, our pride blinds us to the point we want to just be with them. We want to connect with them. We want to be unified with them. Self-importance, conceit, self-love, narcissism, egotism, haughtiness. That's going to be one of the things we touch on, the haughtiness spirit that's in this place amongst our people, amongst the heathens. So those and vainglory. And that's heavy. That's heavy everywhere. That's heavy in all situations. In our situation, there's brothers and sisters who have repented, know who we are, brothers and sisters who don't know who they are, the heathen, the very haughty spirit, especially in this place that we dwell in this captivity. Okay, let's go to Proverbs 16 and 18. Because due to this pride, it comes before something. When you have this prideful spirit on you, it leads to something. It leads you away from the Most High, and it also leads you to damnation, destruction. So we're going to get it. This is Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. That's why I say that pride, that haughtiness. That's why it says in a haughty spirit before a fall, you will fail. You may be on top of the world right now. You may be the shining light of everybody. You may have that authority or whatever, but eventually you're gonna fall, because you know what? Your pride that took you away from the Most High. With the heathen, they are so prideful that they don't care about the Most High, period. They don't know of the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments and his ways, but they feel they're above God. Esau, they think they're above God. They've got cameras everywhere. They're killing whomever. They just got a hold on the world right now, and through that they think they can't be stopped. Can't nobody touch us. Can't nobody stop this. And that due to their pride, they will fall. They will fall. Let's read it again. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Now, the heathen, like I said, they're gonna fall due to their pride, the way they treat us. Let's take that for example. Let's go to Sirach right quick. I'm gonna go back to this. I want to go to in the Apocrypha. I'm going to Ecclesiasticus chapter 36. And I'm going to read verse 10. I'm going to just read an attribute of haughtiness, arrogance, that prideful spirit within the other nations, and how they treat you. Just think about it. You brothers and sisters, you go into these stores, these department stores, you in the workplace. The people of the other nations, you can see how they don't like you, how they look down upon you. They with their haughty ways. Yeah, you got some that mingle with you, you seem friendly with you, but trust me, inside they don't like you. They think you're below them. Sirach chapter 36 and verse 10. Spite and sunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen that say there is none other but we. In their mind, ain't nobody but us. We don't care. We're the top dogs. We run in this place. We run this earth. But our people with their pride, which blinds them, they don't see that. They don't consider that they're nothing. They don't consider that the people feel that they are below them, because we strive so hard to be equal. Not striving to do what the Most High want us to do, to be above them, because that's what we're supposed to be. But that still don't make you go around acting like you better than anybody. But at the same time, these heathens say ain't nobody but us. So they don't care about you. They don't care about you. And the scripture says spite and sunder the heads of the rulers, because those rulers, they the one that's running everything. They the one say ain't nobody but us. Ain't no God. We gods. We control this. And that spirit is going to be, let's go back to Proverbs chapter 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction. That's just like with Pharaoh. If you read the story about Pharaoh when we was in Egypt, if you go to the book of Exodus and touch on Pharaoh, Pharaoh had a very prideful spirit on him. Moses and Aaron was going to with the message from the Most High, let my people go. Let my people come and go worship the Most High in peace. And what he'll do? No, he ain't going nowhere. Y'all better go make these bricks without straw. You better go do what I tell you. No. Oh yeah, you can go, but leave this, leave that. But he was so mighty. He had that authority above us, because we was put in there for captivity due to some wickedness we had undone. But anyway, what I wanted out of that, the Pharaoh had that haughty, prideful spirit upon him. And that, that's set up, because the Most High got this place the way it is, set up for destruction due to that prideful thing. Let's go to Romans 9 and 22 right quick. I'm not going to be long tonight. Pride, it can be a serious thing. It can have you killed. It can have you put to death when the Most High send the Messiah back. Romans chapter 9 and verse 22. I'm just touching on how Pharaoh had that prideful spirit, just like today in Esau's kingdom, in the Americas, wherever we are dwelling, where we are scattered, those who are ruling over us. That's why they say the heathen say there's none other but we. They don't care about you. They got that prideful spirit. And it's all about them, about their people. Romans 9 and 22. What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known? So God gonna show his power. He set stuff up for that. He's setting it up. He'll put that spirit of pride on people. He'll put it on you. Our brothers and sisters in the midst of knowing who they are. But anyway, what if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction? There are things fitted for destruction. Those with that haughty spirit, you're fitted for destruction if you don't humble yourself, brothers and sisters of Israel, of Jacob. Now the heathens, they already set, their mind already set on, oh, we're and ain't nobody other but we. It's just us. We run this. That's Psalms 83. They set up crafty counsel because of their pride to cut us off from being a nation. That's why you're treated the way you're treated in this place. Look at it. They murdered sisters in jail. They prideful. They killing you at will. Kill you at will because they don't feel they can be stopped. They feel that they're in authority. They know that the Most High ain't even working with you because they know you in the midst of sin. Let's go back to Proverbs 16 and 18. I want this to sit in our people's head because you got to examine yourself. You examine yourself to make sure you ain't caught up in no haughty, arrogant, snobbish spirit, especially amongst with each other. Our people, we do that in Christianity. We do it in all these different doctrines in the corporate world and the entertainment world. We have that heavy, prideful spirit on us. We so proud we won't even help one another. I read a story where an elderly man, black guy, was a veteran of the World War II war. He was kicked out of his home. They took him out on a stretcher. As soon as he left, the eviction people go in there taking the man's stuff out. Our people, the guy, the Edomite who killed the 9 church members, he had $1 million bond. They came together and raised $4 million to get this Edomite out of jail for his bond. You got an elderly old man of our nation who they don't care. They disregard whether you old or young due to their pride. They don't give a damn about you. They all about themselves. But anyway, where's the Kickstarter program, the crowdfunding amongst our people? Why we couldn't come up with the money and say, hey, leave that man's stuff alone. Let him live in that house. He's over 70-some years old. How he gonna go start back over? But what I want to say, what I'm getting at is our people have that prideful spirit on them that I don't have to help. I give money to the Cancer Society. I do this, that, and the third. You got to get it like you live. Get it how I got. I had to work hard for this. And that's that prideful, that self. That self, let's get the definition again. That selfishness in us. Self-love. That was one of the attributes. Self-importance. We worry about ourselves. Self-love. Self-admiration. But we don't love one another as a people. And that's due to pride. You have a prideful spirit on you. You marry outside of your race. You got brothers who desire the Edomite woman. That's a prideful spirit because he's only thinking of himself and not thinking of the Most High. We're going to touch on that. Matter of fact, I'm going to continue to read verse 19. I'm at Proverbs 16 and 19. Better it is to be a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. I'd rather be amongst brothers and sisters who are humble, got a humble spirit, not no prideful spirit. Just because we know scriptures, that don't mean you go and treat your people any kind of way. You be humble still. Don't be like the heathen. They got a lot of knowledge. They think we're dumb as a doorknob. That's why they treat you the way they think you're beneath them. But the scripture says it's better, verse 19, better it is to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoils with the proud. Them proud people, I don't want to divide no spoils over them. You can have it. Go ahead on. That's how you get it, with your haughtiness, your self-hatred towards your hatred towards your people. Esau, all the other heathens, I'm gonna just say the other heathens, and I mentioned Esau because they're the top one ruling right now. So they pride, they hate you, they hate your guts. And the Most High gonna put them to death. They're fitted for destruction. They're gonna go in captivity, so I'm gonna be put to death. Along with you, brothers and sisters. If you don't get that haughty, prideful, snobbish spirit off of you. You know, we're to a point where it's so much hatred amongst each other and pride that we can't even take on and give up apologies for our actions, because we feel, hey, I'm beyond that. I'm above that. I can't do that. I'm this. I'm that. And evil communication it seduces spirits, because you know what? If you sit amongst somebody who's always continually down in somebody else, dragging them through the mud, you're eventually going to be like that. You're eventually going to treat those people like that. In the world, we used to do it. Well, you have a group of people talking about somebody else. Then once those people come in, you form the same opinion that these people have towards somebody you don't even know. It's to the point, even in Israel, brothers and sisters won't even shalom each other. due to the fact what they listen to what other people may say of them. That's pride. You're into yourself. That's haughtiness. You become a snob. People ain't even done something to some people, and they treat them all haughty and treat them all nasty. And that's a prideful person, and you will be destroyed because you could be fitted for that destruction if you don't humble yourself. All right, I'm gonna continue to move on. Let's go to Sirach 10. Back in Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, Sirach 10. So we have to examine ourselves. Make sure we don't have this pride, that arrogant spirit on us, that vanity spirit. You know, like I said, it's okay. Your child come in with all A's. I'm proud of you, but you ain't gonna set that child above the Most High. Set him above the next child. Oh, he better than you because they make this, that, and the third. Okay, your child may be a little brighter, but they may lack in other places. I want Sirach 10, and I'm going to read verse 12. I'm going to start at 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from God. When you begin to be prideful, getting that arrogant spirit on you, getting that haughty spirit, that snobbishness toward one another. Brothers and sisters who are lost and stuck in Christianity, they look down upon us. They look down upon brothers and sisters who know the scriptures. You don't know what you're talking about. Jesus loves everybody. That's pride. They don't want to hear what you got to say. The heathens, they most definitely don't want to hear what you got to say. The beginning of pride is when one departed from God, and you depart from the Most High when that prideful spirit start jumping on you. If you think you're better than someone, if you think your organization is better than someone else's organization, that prideful spirit, you will be destroyed, because that's the beginning of destruction. It's the beginning process of you falling. America hasn't failed yet. It's one of the biggest prideful countries on the planet. Can nobody outdo America, and better nobody try. But it's going to come a time, just like all these other kingdoms that fail due to their prideful ways. They think they're above the Most High. Along in Israel, you may be in authority, you may be in high positions, you may be wiser than the next brother or sister. Your group may have this and that and the third. That goes. I'm not talking about one specific. I'm talking about all of us who got that prideful spirit and think we better than the next brother or sister. You depart from the Most High when they start jumping on you. That's why we had to examine ourselves. That's why you got to study and apply. The beginning of pride is when one departed from God and his heart is turned away from his maker. Your mind is turned away from the maker, because now it's you, that puffed up spirit. I'm this. That's how we do our people in the street. We learn some scriptures, not remembering we was just like the brothers and sisters in the street. We learn some scriptures and we go out there and we turn our nose down on them. We do our family members the same. It's a way to do that. If they don't want to hear what you got to say, or they don't want to take heed to the scriptures, the hell with them. Keep it moving. You did your job. You told them. But when we come out with that spirit of pride, chest all puffed out, that's a prideful spirit, because we treat our people with so much hatred, that haughtiness that we have, and I ain't gonna touch on that right now. I'm gonna touch on some sisters. I'm gonna touch on the sisters next week, because I exalt my sister at all times. But there's also a spirit of pride amongst a lot of our sisters, so prideful that they can't grow. They're gonna be put to death due to their haughty ways, and we'll touch on that next week. But this week I'm just going over pride in general. This is for the heathen, the repentant Israelite brothers and sisters, and those brothers and sisters who don't know who they are. That prideful spirit is not good. It's not good to have. The beginning of pride is when one departed from God and his heart is turned away from his maker. So we talking about, right here, we're going to talk about our brothers and sisters in the truth, because you know of the Most High. You know of the Most High, and you got that prideful spirit on you. That's the beginning of you turning away from the Most High. Our brothers and sisters who are lost, of course they turned away from the Maker, because they believe in Caesar Borgia. They believe in Esau as being God. They believe everything they got was God given to them when it's not. And the heathen, these words weren't even given to them. They naturally got that prideful spirit turned away from the Most High. Verse 13, for pride is the beginning of sin. Pride is the beginning of sin, because once that spirit jumps on you that you better than somebody, that arrogant spirit jumps on you, it's going to lead to other things. And one of the main sins it leads to is that hatred that we have towards one another. It's the beginning of sin. Because you take pride, you'll turn yourself away from the Most High. Even if you go in the midst of being a fornicator, you didn't turn away from the Most High due to your own self-love, your own self-admiration, your arrogance, your own vainglory. You depended on what you feel. Not what the Bible says, not what the Most High say, but how you feel. That's how it can be the beginning of sin and fornication. Being the beginning of sin in the midst of whoredom. Because you're so prideful. You disregard anything that God may have to say about the situation. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And you got that, you're going to get that abomination. You're going to be in the midst of wickedness due to your pride, because you know what, that pride blinds you. You're not thinking about what the Most High got to do. Or I mean what he has to say. So it says, he that hath it shall pour out abomination. You're gonna be pouring out that sin. You're gonna be in the midst of it. You're gonna be pouring out your skin. And back to the hatred spirit that's amongst us brothers and sisters, and amongst our people who are not knowing who they are. That abomination after abomination due to that pride. God loves me. What's the saying? God hates the sin and loves the sinner. That's crazy. That's a prideful spirit, because you think that, hey, God ain't gonna put you to death. You think you're above the law, statutes, and commandments. If you feel you're above that, you feel you're above the Most High, and you done turned yourself away from the Most High. You don't turn yourself away from the Maker, because what it does, it causes you to go out and do what you want, and thinking the Most High just hate the sin and not you. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. Look at the heathen. They pour out sin against people. They murder. They rob. They promote wickedness. Sodomites can get married. Unhealthy foods, lies, destruction. Those are laws that they're breaking. Because the Most High is the creator. And they're gonna get punished for all that. Just like you and I are gonna be punished for our wickedness. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. That prideful spirit, you're gonna pour out sin after sin after sin. It may start with hatred, it's gonna lead to something else. It's just going, because you're into yourself. You know, we as a nation of people, that's why we can't seem to prosper. That pride we have. We have repented, come to the acknowledgement of who we are. Scripture telling you, if you repent. Okay, you repent. Then it say, then the Most High he will hear your cause. We didn't got the if part. We didn't got the part where, okay, we know who we are, but we haven't stopped the prideful spirit. We haven't stopped the hatred to one another. We haven't stopped the vainglory spirit. We haven't stopped all that. So right now, the Most High ain't maintaining our cause. That's why we still murdered in the streets. That's why we can't come together as a nation and even shop with one another. You got brothers and sisters who are very talented, skillful, creative, got products, but you know, we won't shop with each other. Because we always look at each other because Esau got the better product. The heathens got the better product. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. That's why it seems strange to you, the calamities that we go through. Our people can't fathom why we are being put to death by these police officers. We can't understand why we fill the prisons up. We can't understand why we fill the hospitals up due to diseases. Why we fill the ghettos and on drugs and all types of sorts of things. We think those are strange calamities because we figure, hey, I know Jesus, I know God. I ain't doing this. I'm a good person. Your pride you haven't humbled yourself to do what this Bible say. Our people can't humble themselves to even listen to hear what the Bible has to say. We can tell you that you've been taught a lie, like we have been taught lies. We humble ourselves and open up our ears and pay attention. But our people are so prideful that they won't do that. They won't do that. Look at the athletes. Look at the entertainers. These people who have money. They ain't trying to hear this. They figure they so prideful. They figured I didn't make it. God didn't bless me. I didn't have to stop eating shrimp. I didn't have to stop eating pork. I didn't have to stop wearing pants. Then they wonder why they're afflicted. They wonder why they may have all these riches and they go somewhere and they still treated like a Negro or a piece of dirt. That's a calamity on them. Calamity on us. We murdered in the streets. The low income sectors. We dwell in those areas. We can't prosper. We can't get businesses. You can't get business loans. And that's due to your pride, because you know what? You were so haughty, you didn't want to listen to the Most High. We wanted a king. We wanted men to be our king. We want men to be our rulers. We turned away from our maker. And what we do, we compile sin on top of sin. And and the heathens, they're going to be punished for their prideful ways also. We're going to touch on some prideful spirits. So you can examine yourself on what's a prideful spirit. I mean, what can be considered prideful? I don't think I'm better than God. There's some attributes that, you can be falling under. Let's go to Mark 7. Going to Mark 7 in the New Testament. And I'm going to start at verse 20. Mark 7, verse 20. And he said, that which cometh out of man, that defileth is what defileth a man. So this is going over what Christ was talking with the Pharisees. Pharisees trying to tell you, oh, you ain't washing your hands, this and that, the third. What you put in your mouth going to defile you, because they had a prideful spirit on them. You try to tell the Messiah the example of what to be, and you knew the prophecies of him, but you still disregarded because you didn't want to take over your rank or your positions. That's how the spirit was on them. So he was telling them, it ain't what it's not what you put in your mouth that defiles you. It's what come out your mouth. And we're going to get some of those attributes. Verse 21. From within, out of the heart of men, meaning your mind, proceed evil thoughts. Evil thoughts. A prideful person can think of evil things toward each other. That's that hatred spirit that us with. I'm going to just target hatred. Hatred. That's one of the main prideful spirits we have against each other. And arrogancy and vainglory. From within, out of the heart of men proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders. See, all these things come from our thoughts, because you know what? You didn't turn your mind from the Most High. As we read in Sirach, the pride is the beginning of you turning away from the Most High. So you get into the midst of your evil thoughts, adulteries. You ain't thinking about that but yourself. Self-gratification. I can go do this. I got to have it. Fornications in the midst of all kind of wickedness, idolatry, messing around with many women, and then you brothers and sisters who are not married, you just bounce around to all kinds of brothers and sisters. They do it. Our brothers and sisters doing it in the world. The heathens do it constantly too. Murders. Kill a person in a minute. Our own people will kill each other over a pair of shoes. Or you look at them. Or you look at somebody wrong. What you looking at me like that for? Brother, so proud you can't even look at it. How dare you look at me? You know who I am? And will bust you in your brain. Put a bullet in your head. Murders. Murder is hatred in your heart. Look at him. They with them. Look at her. She got on those tight pants. Look at him. He ain't got no beard. Look at him. Oh, she got a nice job. Look at that. You know, that's hatred. That's murder. You hate your brother in your heart, you're a murderer. And that comes from a lot of pride also. Look at them. You're a janitor. I'm better than you. I'm a secretary. I'm an assistant. I'm a CEO. I'm a basketball player, football player. I'm an actor. Verse 22, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, and evil eye. An evil eye. These are all evil things that come in our mind. These thoughts when we are turned from the Most High, because that pride that jumped on us in a sense. Blasphemy, pride. Let's go back to the definition. These are evil thoughts that come. Being prideful is an evil thought. If you're arrogant, if you have vanity, you got that spirit of self-importance. Oh, they need me. Oh, I got that. They got to have me. Or it ain't gonna work. Or if you ain't here, it ain't gonna work. Esau, we ain't nobody better than us. Look at these neeks. Look at them. Self-importance, haughtiness, snobbery. You know, a lot of our people are snobbish. From Esau to Jacob, Elam to Ishmael. And vainglory. It says evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, and evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. And that's what we get caught up in, a bunch of foolishness when we have this prideful spirit on us, having this prideful spirit on us. Let's go to 1 John 2 and 16. 1 John 2 and 16. I'm not going to be too long tonight. Just want you to step back, look at your people, go examine yourself. Now you know what pride is. Look at the synonyms of arrogancy, vanity, self-importance, conceited, snobbish, haughty. Check yourself, see if you fall under those categories, and ask the Most High to take it off you. Because if you humble yourself, the Most High will take that off you. Look at the story of David and Saul. Saul was so prideful that he was the king, and everybody was starting getting David some recognition. He wanted David put to death. In one instant, oh, he loved David, and the next we throwing a javelin at him due to his pride, due to his evilness. Murder, hatred in the heart. I want 1 John chapter 2 and verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh thereof, but he that doeth the will of God, I'm sorry. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the evil eyes that we read, and the pride of life. Pride of life is not of the Father, but is of this world. That's some worldly stuff when our people be like that, because you didn't turn away from the Most High. You got that pride of life, self-importance, vanity, vainglory, snobbish, haughty. Our people and the heathens do it all the time. And a lot of it comes from us following the heathen. We look down on our people. You know how they use the term, or you just want to act white, or you want to act like this and that and the third. Pride. And that's of the world, and it's not of the Father. Having that prideful spirit is not of the Most High. So if you got it, you're not of the Most High. That's not of the Most High. That's not an attribute of the Most High. Let's go to Sirach, back to the Apocrypha. I want Sirach 15:8. Sirach 15:8. Pride. Like I say, some pride, if you got a little doubts of pride, I'm proud to know the Most High. I'm proud to know what this Bible is telling us. That's a self-achievement to learn. The Most High allowed us to get that. I want to go to Sirach 15 and verse 8. For she is far from pride, and men that are liars cannot remember her. So the wisdom is far from pride, because you turned away from the Most High when you had that prideful spirit on you. And it says, and men that are liars cannot remember her. Our people lie every day. Our people lie in Christianity, thinking the Most High sent Christ to save everybody. They think that they accomplished everything through Christ, and God gave it to them. The wisdom ain't nowhere around them. Brothers and sisters in the truth, liars, got that prideful, haughty spirit on them. That's not the spirit of the Most High. That's the spirit of Satan on you. You got the damn devil on you. But we have that reprobated mind thinking we good. I got to be good. I'm teaching. I know these scriptures. I know Deuteronomy. I know this. Oh, my people in the world. Oh, I got a nice house. I got a nice job. My kids going to college. Wisdom is far from you. It is not of the Most High. Esau think they got the world. But you know what? They're blind because they're going into captivity. A lot of them going to be cut off. They go for the other heathens too. They're going to be servants and handmaids. Right now, they're the most prideful people, look down on everybody. Go into your local community store, go into your local store and see how the heathen treats you. Make you spend over $5. And if you come in there and you ain't got the 3 on you, I'm talking about debit cards. You got that spending $5. That pride on how they look at you like, Negro, get out of here. You don't have $5. Get out of my store. And this in your community. They look at you like that. But the wisdom is away from you because you are such caught up in pride. You can't even remember the commandments. Our brothers and sisters in the truth can't even remember the laws because you'll know how to hate your brother and your sister in your heart. Because due to that pride, you can't even hold those commandments. You don't remember. You obviously don't because you still carry on the way we do. We carry on the way we do because we are some prideful people. You can't tell me. You can't tell me. The scripture said this. You can't tell me. I know this. I've been in this longer than you. That's pride. That's pride on our people. Let's get what you're going to get for being proud. Let's get the reward of being proud. Let's go to Sirach chapter 10. I'm going to wrap it up here soon. Sirach chapter 10, and I want verse 7. Pride is hateful before God. The Most High hate a prideful, arrogant person who think they is self-importance. He hates that vainglory spirit. That spirit that we have think we better than everybody. Your Oprahs, look at your celebrities. You go ask them for an autograph. No, I'm not. That's a prideful spirit. Brothers in the truth, sisters in the truth. I ain't shalom them because they said they did this, they did that. Oh, they teaching this, they teaching that. We Israel, man. And it's obviously a prideful spirit on a lot of us because we can't even seem to shalom one another. We can't talk to one another. And that's hateful to the Most High. He don't like that. You think the Most High really think he like your arrogant ways? You're crazy. Let's read it again. Pride is hateful before God and man. And we don't like it. Man don't like no prideful person. Tell me one person you like who's all snobbish or got a haughty way. You don't like that. A lot of us, Hey, I said it last week. A lot of us will sit amongst brothers and sisters who we know got these spirits on them, but we are respected persons because we fear them. You fear a person in a certain position at your job. You fear a certain person in a level of society due to their fame, but you don't like them. You don't like that prideful spirit. And both do it one commit and by both do it one commit iniquity, and it's a sin. Having that pride is a sin. That prideful spirit is a sin. It's not good. It's hateful to the Most High. It's hateful to the Most High. Let's go to verse 21. Verse 21. The fear of the Lord goeth before the obtaining of authority. You must fear the Most High to obtain authority. Some of us think we're in authority over people. If you fear the Most High set you in certain levels over his flock. He'll set you up in certain positions. It says the fear of the Lord goeth before the obtaining of authority. You must fear the Lord, though. A lot of us got so much pride, we don't fear the Lord because we wouldn't do the things that we do. But roughness and pride is losing thereof. You being rough on your people, you being prideful towards your people, you're going to lose that authority. You may have it right now. You may think you're the top dogs right now, but the Most High going to take that away from you. Your people in the workplace, they your boss. The Most High eventually going to take that power away from them. Esau, this power is going to be taken away from them. They're going to fall. It's already prophesied. It's already prophesied. Read this again. The fear of the Lord goeth before the obtaining of authority, but roughness and pride is the losing thereof. And you lose your people, brothers and sisters, in the truth, if you come at them all rough all the time. You come at them all arrogant and snobbish, or you out there doing vainglory. You're going to lose people because they see that. Our people ain't stupid. They can discern a prideful spirit, and you'll lose the Most High's flock. Let's go to 2 Ezra 8 and 50. These are the things you get for that prideful spirit. You're going to lose your authority. You're going to be hated by men and the Most High. Let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 88 and verse 50. 8 and verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them. Great miseries. That's why we went into captivity due to our pride. Because we wanted to do what we wanted to do. We wanted to follow the other nations and what they was doing. We experienced these great miseries. This captivity, the death, the hatred, the lack of everything, the having to serve Esau and the other heathens. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them, that in the latter time shall dwell in the world. And we're in that latter time right now. Because they have walked in great pride. Due to our great pride. We had the Most High as our king. We wanted a man. The Most High sent us the word and his law, statutes, and commandments. He brought us and delivered us out of Egypt. We wanted to go back. We wanted to do what men do. We want to do what we want to do because we had that great pride, that self-importance. We don't need God. Go build us a calf. Knowing that calf can't do a dang thing for you. Great miseries due to our great pride. Let's go to Sirach. Let's go back to Sirach chapter 5. Back in Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha chapter 5. And I'm going to read verses 2. Follow not thy own mind. Don't follow your own mind, because when you're prideful, you follow your own mind. That's what our people do today. That's what Esau's doing. The heathen, they follow their own mind. They ways. Us as Israelite brothers and sisters who know these scriptures, our brothers and sisters who don't know the scriptures, follow your own way. That's a prideful spirit on you. And the scriptures say, follow not thy own mind, because we're supposed to be following this Bible and thy strength. You think based on your might or the things, your skill set. your strengths that you may have. You follow that. Oh, I know that I do this all the time, so I can get away with it. I can do that. To walk in the ways of thy heart. You walking in your own mind, walking in the ways of your own mind, and say not, who shall control me for my works? You can't stop me. I'm going to keep doing this. Same thing, Esau. Who's going to stop us from killing you, brothers and sisters? These are police officers killing you. You have not one time seen top government officials step in and say, hold up, that was murder. Hold up, let's shut this down. They don't do that. They don't care about you. But what you do, you want to join hands, march. That's that great misery due to your pride. You can't humble yourself to this Bible, know these curses, and change your ways to get out of that affliction. And say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. The Most High going to recompense you for your pride. The heathen, they're going to get their recompense of their private ways, and you brothers and sisters going to get your revenge. The Most High going to get you for your private ways, if you have that spirit of pride upon you. Vainglory, arrogance, vanity, self-importance. Let's go to 2 Ezra 11 and 42. Because we do this, we so prideful and blind, we act this way because we got a reprobated mind. We don't think the Most High see us. All people do what they do constantly because they think the Most High don't see them. Let's get it. So 2 Ezra chapter 11, and I want verse 42. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwelling of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. That's what we do as a people. That's how Esau does us. We try to be at peace. Remember Black Wall Street. Brothers and sisters had developed and prospered in their own community. What they do? They destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit. What else they do? They cast down their walls, and they hurt the peaceable. People was at peace. We do that together to each other. You got brothers and sisters who are so wicked out here in this world who will kill you in a heartbeat. Will break into your home. They'll break into your establishment. They don't like, as they say, misery loves company. They'll come do harm to somebody who's just walking down the street. Us brothers and sisters in the truth, people try to be at peace. We want to cause friction. We want to slander one another. We want to discredit each other. And that's due to our pride. We'll read that again. For thou hast afflicted the meek. The obedient get afflicted. Thou hast hurt the peaceable. Those who have peace, want to be peaceable, they're afflicted. They're hurt from prideful people. We can't live in peace. We can't unify in peace. Esau don't want you to live peaceably. Thou hast loved liars. We love liars. Our people love lies. Our people follow lies. They love it. Through John 3:16, they told them a lie. They just say what their interpretation is been a lie. Esau, what they promise you is a lie. Brothers and sisters lie against each other to make themselves look good, and our people love that. And destroy the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit. Those who bring forth fruit, trying to raise up their brothers and sisters in sincerity, without confrontation, without that, we'll tear that down. Just slander that school, slander this school. We the only one. Oh, Esau's, destroy them. We don't need them prospering. Verse, I'm gonna continue on. 41. Destroy the dwelling of them that brought forth fruit, and had cast down the walls of such as did them no harm. Ain't nobody did you no harm, but due to your pride, you can't think straight. Your vainglory, the next person want to come slander or break down the next brother or sister. just so they can get some kudos from other people or Facebook likes. Verse 43, therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest. The ways, your prideful ways and your actions gonna come up to the Most High. Don't think that he's not watching. Don't think he's not taking record. The scripture will say every idle word you speak, you'll be judged on your works. But we reprobated to that. Therefore is thy wrongful dealings come up to the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The Most High see your prideful spirits. He see the heathen's prideful spirit. He's gonna, it said you're gonna get revenge for your pride. So when payback comes, when judgment comes, what you gonna do? Okay, nobody. What it says in the scripture we read before that. How you gonna control my works? Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 8. All these prideful ways we have, it don't profit you. Then look at our community as a whole. All the people who have resources and education, we don't do that for each other as a whole. Yeah, you got a little sprinkles of here and there, community activists, so-called communities that got organizations that help the needy, this, that, and the third. But we as a whole, we are the prideful leaders and all that. We haven't accomplished that. It hasn't profited nothing. And you being all prideful, it's not going to profit you. You're going to be put to death, and those going to go into captivity. We're going to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, and I'm going to read verse 8. What have pride profited us? What do you get out of being arrogant? What do you get out of being snobbish and haughty? What do you get out of being self-important? Like, ain't nobody but you. Ain't nobody but us. Like the scripture said, smiting some of the heads of the rulers of the heathen, who say there's none but us. What? It's not going to profit you, because they was brought down. You're going to be brought down. We as people, our people who don't want to hear these scriptures, they're going to be brought down due to their pride. This is across the board. Across the board, that prideful spirit, it ain't profiting you nothing. What have pride profited us? Or what good have riches with our vaunting brought us? Even your money ain't worth a nickel. Ain't worth nothing. You think the Most High gonna, oh, you got a lot of money. That riches in your pride. Because a lot of us get prideful because we got a few ducats in the bank. It's okay though. Put everything in the Most High hands. He's gonna deal with you. I'm gonna touch on a few more little scriptures right here. I want to talk about boasting. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 16. Because I made a statement just dealing with us brothers and sisters, and brothers, people outside the truth, people in the truth, heathens who figure they're educated and they're knowledgeable. You do a lot of boasting. Most I don't like that either. We're going to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, and I want verse 16. 2 and 16. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just as to be blessed, and the makers and maketh a boast that God is his Father. See, these you dealing with your brothers and sisters that don't want to hear these scriptures. You deal with the brothers and sisters that you no longer do all that wickedness with, and they mock you and they say, oh, he boasting saying God is his Father. That's cool. But our people hate it because they figure you'll have a brother or sister who are always just dogging somebody. Then you need to, you ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to do that. Let's go to Sirach 7 and 5. That's why I tell brothers and sisters, give brothers and sisters the scriptures. They don't want to hit it. Keep it moving. Because then you're going to become hateful to them. Because they think that you feel you better. Which in a sense you are, because you're doing better. But we can have that prideful spirit on us where it becomes arrogant and haughty. Sirach chapter 7, verse 5. Justify not thyself before the Lord, and boast not thy wisdom before the king. You ain't got to boast your wisdom. You ain't got to boast your wisdom. Your wisdom is shown through your actions, through your examples, and through your conversation. Then you'll know how to also when to speak and do all those things. So you ain't got to boast your wisdom. Yeah, I know the scripture. It shows for itself. People will be talking about it themselves about you. Brothers and sisters, they know scriptures. I read it. I get it. I see they're doing it. You ain't got to boast it. A lot of us will boast it. That's how we do our people in the streets. Let's go to Sirach 10 and 26. Sirach 10 and verse 26. I'm gonna speed up a little bit here. Verse 26. Be not overwise in doing thy business, and boast not thyself in the time of thy distress. Don't be overwise. Some of us we so overwise. We so overwise that we interpret the scriptures wrong. We'll add on to them, and that's due to your pride. Due to your pride, and don't boast yourself in distress. Time of distress, with this, that, and third. Verse 27, better is he that laboreth and aboundeth in all things than he that boasteth himself and wanted bread. You boast in yourself. Showboat. I know this. I cut them. I did this. I'm better than the brother and sister. I'm better than that sister. She walk around in pants. Just label. Show your actions. 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 I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I do phase 2 next week. Let's go to James 2 and 10. James 2 and 10. If you got that prideful spirit on you, now I'm talking to my brothers and sisters who know who they are. If you got, and when I say you know who you are, you know that you're Israel. You know you're the 12 tribes of Jacob. You know the 12 tribes of Israel. If you got that prideful spirit on you, no matter where you are, who you with, what you do, we talking across the board. If you have possessed that prideful spirit, that arrogant, that snobbish, that vainglory, that hatred, that self-important spirit, you need to examine yourselves, because you may not be so-called breaking the other laws, but you got that prideful spirit on there, which is the beginning of sin. And the Most High hates pride. James 2 and 10. For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of them all. So what is that pride profited you? You may be doing all the things the Bible saying and what you've learned, but you got a prideful spirit on you, and you're guilty of breaking all the laws just with that. He said the reward of sin is death. The sin is death. It didn't say how many sins, which sin. The rewards of death. That's your reward. Let's break bread. We have to watch that. That prideful spirit can sneak up on you. You don't even know you're doing it. Our people don't know they prideful because they believe in Caesar Borgia, and they look down on you because you come showing them that the Messiah was a man of color. They figure, hey, my pastor this, my pastor that. That pride on them. All our brothers who know who they are. I know this scripture. I know this scripture. I go here. I go there. But you got a prideful spirit on you. You're gonna you're guilty of them all. You're guilty of them all. So we're going to break bread. For I have received of the Lord that which I also deliver unto you, that the Lord Jesus, the same night which he was betrayed, took bread. And when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, take, eat, this is my body which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me. After the same manner also he took this cup, and when he had supped, saying, this is the cup of the New Testament in my blood. This do ye as often as you drink it in remembrance of me. For as often as you eat this bread and drink of this cup, you do show the Lord's death till he come. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink of this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and the blood of the Lord. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. In the name of the Messiah, our Lord, Savior, King, and first fruits, we pray. Amen. Scripture say, let a man examine himself. Because you can be breaking this bread and you have that prideful spirit on you. You're doing it unworthily. What is it going to profit you? Let's go to Matthew 26. We have to pray to the Most High to get that off of us. Because he will. You will humble yourself. Humility. And a lot of us don't possess that. We don't possess no humility. These scriptures puff a lot of us up. Our people who are still stuck in the world, the materialistic things puff them up. What they acquire, their jobs, their positions. Heathen. They got everything. They rule it. Of course, they're full of pride. You can read Obadiah. Due to the pride of Esau, he's going to be turned into stubble. Matthew chapter 26 and verse 6. Now, when Jesus was in Bethany in the house of Simon, a leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. So his sister, Christ was sitting down eating, she came and poured some precious ointment upon his head. But when the disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? The disciples saw it, they got mad. Why are you pouring this ointment? Why are you wasting this on Christ's head? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. We could have sold this and gave it to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. Why y'all bothering this sister? She did a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me you have not always. You're going to always have the poor with you. But me, I'm not going to be here always, because Christ was crucified. For in that she had poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. She was preparing Christ for his burial. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman have done be told for a memorial of her. So wherever this Bible is taught to you, wherever the spirit of the Most High letting you know about that prideful spirit that he doesn't like, and you need to examine yourself. That good news that you are the children of Israel, that you're God's chosen people, and you got a way you got to carry yourself. It said, Christ said, wherever this gospel is preached in the whole wide world, we must give you a remembrance of what the sister did about preparing him for his burial. And with that, brothers and sisters, I pray you have a happy and blessed and restful Sabbath.